Hi, I'm Vicky, a naturalist from Eastman Nature Center, and today I'd like to take you to one of my favorite places around here, the pond. So we're going to do a little bit of dipping today and see if we can discover some of those tiny creatures that live in the pond. They're called macroinvertebrates. So all I need is my net and my pan, and we'll head off on our adventure. I have water in my pan. Now let's do some dipping and see what I can find. With just a few scoops in the pond, we find a diversity of animals. As I mentioned before, these creatures are called macroinvertebrates. Now, macro means large, and looking at these small animals in the pan, you might wonder why they are called that. Aquatic macroinvertebrates refer to those organisms in a body of water that are visible to the unaided eye. Each of these creatures play a key role in the health of our pond. Some of them are grazers, feeding on microscopic algae and zooplankton in the water. Others are predators, hunting on others swimming around them. Many of these provide food for larger animals of the pond, including tadpoles, which turn into frogs, like the gray tree frog you're hearing in the background, turtles, and baby ducks. Let's take a closer look at a few of them. There are a number of crustaceans that live in the pond. This one is a scud or side swimmer. They feed on organic material at the bottom of the pond and can help keep some of that decomposing material from building up. In a minute, I will show you two more crustaceans. Many of the animals in the pond are insects in either the larval or adult form. This is a phantom midge larva. It gets its name from the fact that its body is clear, and you can see all the organs inside. It will emerge from the pond as an adult midge, an insect that looks like a mosquito but doesn't bite like one. Predaceous diving beetle larvae are definitely one of the predators in the water. Check out the pinchers on the head. It looks so different from the adults shown here. This is one of the insects that remain in the pond, even as an adult. Next, we're going to head inside and look at a few of these creatures on the big screen. This is a machine called a microprojector. What it allows us to do is take some of these very tiny creatures that we find in the pond and put them on a special slide that holds water, and we're able to watch them move around. Here's one of our crustaceans, a Daphnia. These tiny animals are filter feeders. Can you see their legs moving inside? They pull water into their body and strain out algae and bacteria. The dark-colored line is their simplified digestive system, the gut. On top of their head is a pair of antennae, which they use to move around in the water. In the spring, all Daphnia are female. They make clones of themselves, and there can be millions of these in the water. These creatures are an important food source for a lot of other animals that are swimming around in the water. This one is a copepod. Copepods can be found in all water from fresh to salt water. A nickname for this creature is Cyclops. Look for its one eye at the top of its body near its antenna. They use those antennae, like the Daphnia, to propel their bodies through the water. It's really hard to keep them on the screen. Copepods can move extremely fast. They can sense the change in the movement of water around them that might indicate that a predator is close by. You may also notice that one of these copepods have some eggs. They're carrying their egg sac at the bottom of their abdomen near their tail. Our last creature is the phantom midge larva. Even as a larva, it is an effective hunter. The antennae on this animal look like a hook, which it uses to grab food and bring it towards its mouth. It doesn't exactly swim through the water. It more or less wiggles around, kind of like what it's doing now. There are structures near its head and tail. If you notice them inside, they kind of look a little bit like kidney beans, and they act like swim bladders to help this animal move up near the surface of the water or down towards the bottom. The yellow line you see inside is its gut. Here are a couple of sheets that show you some of the other animals that you might be able to find on a visit to the pond. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our look at some of the creatures that live under the surface of our pond. I find it fascinating that each time I come down here, I find different things down at the pond. Some of the larvae that were in the pond have emerged and are flying as adults above the pond, or new things have hatched and are swimming around in the water. You can check out some water that's close to your home too. It's awfully easy. All you need to do is get a light colored bowl, a net, or possibly even a kitchen strainer. And if you can get down close to the shore, you too can discover what's underneath a pond. Thanks for joining me today.